Oh, it's like I think Zerg can maybe pull that apart with things like, you know, Vipers and, well, mostly Vipers. So like a lot of it seems to be like, remember when it was just like a lot of Storm hosts, you'd have to get really mobile. And like just like lots of Warp Prism play and running around and stuff like that.
Lots of harass
Lurkers
stuff.
are like that kind of, right? So it's like the mobility of the army is still very important, and then finding that point where you can actually just bust them. And so I think that it's not as bad. Like in Heart of the Swarm, if we had cross spawns like this, I'd be like, ooh, I think that you know, Zerg has quite an advantage here. But
it's a little
here
bit
I don't
different
feel,
now, for sure.
yeah, I don't feel quite the same about it in this. Kind of interesting.
Well, it's interesting, you know, from the standpoint of a caster like you and I, to try to figure out the rhythm of the game now that it's so new, you know? I definitely like the rhythm in Legacy a lot more. It's a lot, I think it's got a better pace. I felt like in Heart of the Swarm, it was a lot of like, okay, you get 3 bases and then you just wait, you know? I know exactly how to get 3 bases and not be broken ever, and I know that we have to get up to this certain tech and then push out.
Yeah, okay, I just figured, like, I just had a small eureka moment about why I feel this way and what the difference is, and I think it's because Immortals are much better in Legacy of the Void, not necessarily because of the change to them, but because of the way that Zerg operates now. Like,
yeah, they can
you
respond to what the Zerg's doing. Yeah.
If you made too many Immortals in Heart of the Swarm, the thing is, Immortals were like the worst unit in the whole world against Swarm hosts. Like, you never would want one against Swarm hosts.
That's true.
Against Lurkers, they're quite nice. And what this does is heads off Ultralisks at the pass, so you can't go Ultras on a big map to make sure Protoss ground can never kill you.
You've effectively locked out a tech.
Yes.
As long as you have
Because of how good Immortals are, Ultras are not a real option right now.
I got to say, I think that Hurricane's a little bit shaky in this series. This is another moment where we've seen Lings actually just get inside the base. You know?
Yeah. He's been very good about sneaking those in, for sure. Just a full scout going off, realizing, okay, this is just 3 base with 3 gates, you know. Pretty safe, pretty quick 3rd base. Going straight up to layer here. Now, does he stay on this kind of ground army type style? Because we don't see any Stargates once again. Stargates out of style today.
At least for him, man, that's not the way.
PvZ.
It's kind of strange because I feel like the Stargate play is still really strong.
It is.
I just think it's actually the better of the builds when you look at it.
I completely agree with you.
You have the option to get drones, especially if you open with the depths on that, which is great.
Yeah.
Because it's still to this day not easy for Zerg to stop, and then you can keep tagging the army. You know, you're able to spot for expansions. It just, I don't know.
I definitely agree that it's like more strong, and that's why we see it more often. But to do a meta shift like this for a match like this, if Sulky has mostly practiced this type of style, and like you can kind of like not have the counter to mutas, it's just going to make your ground army stronger and make the game easier for you.
He only got 4 drones back there and lost a good amount of adepts. Hurricane's still a little bit lackluster with some of his harass, unlike Hush, like we saw earlier, you know?
Well, with this quick 3rd, it looks like we are going to have Blink and that +1 attack. Hydralisk Den here on the way for Soul Q's, also taking his 4th. It's about to finish up. Very nice drone count for Soul Q right now as well.
And he's going to be powering pretty hard here. The supplies are even enough as it is. Note the double expo here, which you can do in cross spots like this. It's not really easy for Protoss to get to either of those.
Yeah, yeah.
And he has enough Lings. He can just keep checking for what's coming out.
Look at this. He's just like droning, getting every upgrade, double expanding. Sulky is
well
really abusing this as hard as he can before Hurricane moves out, knowing that it's going to take Hurricane a little bit to get an army that is capable of hurting him.
It's also important to note, since he doesn't go over the Stargate play, he can't spot the expansion as easily. Like, yes, he has these hallucinated Phoenixes, but you got to be active in doing that all the time. You know, you got observers or oracles. I mean, you're going to find out when the expansions are there. Right now, Hurricane's going to move out here with the Warp Prism. It looks like he wants to do some harass here with his own adepts. Let's see if maybe Sulky overextended, got too greedy.
Well, I mean, Sulky doesn't have a whole lot of units. He has a nice group of Hydras, so if he finds where the Prism's coming in, you can definitely head it off.
He's coming up.
Oh, if he kills it, he kills it! Oh my God, that's such a big kill for Sulky right there. Oh
This
man.
is a disaster of
Prism,
Titanic
a full
proportions,
prism.
man. Yeah, and didn't do anything.
And
Didn't kill a single
Sulky
drone.
has 85 drones right now on
God
5
damn, man.
bases.
He is like, he actually might be unstoppable now.
This is really bad for Hurricane to have lost that prism. Like, that was his chance to kind of like bruise. Sulky didn't have a lot. Like, that's what he had was those Hydras and then a small group of Lings, which isn't really going to do much. So, big deal that he caught that there. And Sulky has to be feeling fantastic.
Well, I think from here, Sulky just maxes out and then starts really pressuring Protoss. Really leaning on him hard. You know, Protoss is in Legacy of the Void, they're not as dependent on sentries like we used to see.
Yeah.
So that makes these mass pressure builds where you just keep maxing out. You basically get your keyboard and you just sit on the R key and the Z key. Then you just like crank out so many units. I mean, Protosses can slowly be whittled down by that. And look at this, man. He's going to get about a dozen Mutt-Mutts.
Yeah.
A dozen Muties.
This is perfect. And he's going to stay on Mutalisks. Like, I do believe
Why
he's going to
not?
make
5
a lot. Yeah, with 5 bases up, the fact that he already headed off all the harassment, the 5 bases gives him more than enough money to do a full tech transition. And, like, he's showing ground units over here. And we just have, like, anti-ground being made by Hurricane. Hurricane is kind of like he's being a little bit predictable here, and it seems like Sulky has really solved how to destroy what he's doing.
This is some brilliant play here by Sulky, and I really like what you're saying, Artosis. Yeah, he's got this ground army here. That's not meant to kill him. He's just showing him that to get into his head. Ooh. Oh, my God. Nothing's going right for Hurricane this time around, man.
No, certainly not. Where are those Mutt-Mutts at? There they are. Oh, you're in trouble now, Hurricane.
Okay.
See, now this is where we should actually
Have you ever watched
show
a man
Hurricane's
die
face.
here? Yeah. I don't know if we're going to get it, but this would be the moment where we get to see the sad face of the player losing.
Now, this counterattack should get this base, maybe?
Well,
actually, maybe not.
I don't know. I mean,
he left a lot of units at home.
Yeah, he's not going to get it quickly, and the amount of time that damage can be dealt over here, I mean, a lot of this Protoss army is just going to be fighting other units. I mean, at this point in time, the Mutalisks are going ham on, even the tech units back at home. In fact, he's just going to have enough anyways, man. It doesn't even matter. How funny is that? Wow. Well, this is what happens, guys. Never let the Zerg get out of hand. You got to be surveying him, and I think, in my opinion, that's why I think the Stargate build is going to be better than this. You have a better grasp on what's going on.
Yeah.
You have, you can tag their army, you can track movements. I'm going to bounce out of here, and Sojung's going to take over.
Get out of here, Tasteless.
Okay.
Really great play here by Sulky. Great to have him in the CodeA.
Yep.
And, wow. I mean, he really figured Hurricane out over a little bit there, Sojung.
I feel bad for Hurricane. He's like a good friend of mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Aww.
Tell him he's a good Protoss.
I think it's because of this patch. I feel bad for him. I mean, yeah, Protoss was nerfed too much.
Well, unfortunately, he has fallen out. He's still alive, right? In SSL.
I don't know.
Wait a minute, he played Hero. Who won that?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I only watch GSL, guys. I'm sorry.
There you go. Oh, that's Sojung right there. That's a true
Only
fan.
with Nick and Dan. Anyways, I think we're going to be heading into that interview with Sulky.
Cool. Let's do it.
Go, go.
선수, 정말 축하드려요. 올라간 소감 말씀해 주시죠.
네, 일단 상대분이 좀 잘하셔가지고
Hurricane was a good Protoss. It was kind of hard for me, but
자리도 좋게 나오고 운이 좀 많이 따라줬던
in the last part of the game, I was lucky.
빌드를 보면
I had good situations.
이게 준비를 상당히 많이 한 티가 날 정도로 정말 다양한
We could see Sulky prepared a lot, lots of various builds from him.
좀 어렵지
And
않았나요?
it would have been hard for him to prepare alone. See if he had any helpers.
그냥 게임이 갑자기 제가 빌드 떠오를 때가 많거든요.
There are sometimes those moments when I suddenly think of
갑자기
builds.
빌드가 떠올라가지고
And today I had that moment
적으로 해본
too,
게
so
좀
I
있었어요.
improvised a bit.
그 일단
I wonder if that was the 5th game that he's talking about there.
대부분이 안정적으로 부하장을 4개 지어주고
Mostly he had stable expansions.
거의 저게 정석인데 김민철 선수 같은 경우에는 2개의 멀티를 동시에
But for
펼쳐줬어요.
Sulky, he had 2 expansions at the same time, different from other Zergs.
그런 플레이를 한 거에 대한 이유가 좀 있나요?
Let's see if there's any reasons behind this.
그냥 어차피
Well,
나중에 지을 멀티라고 생각을 해서
I just thought that we're gonna go for that expansion in the later part of the game, so I knew that I could be able to
미리 지을
protect it.
멀티라고 생각을
I just thought that it was an
어차피 지을 거.
expansion that I was gonna build anyway, so I just went for it faster.
소수 유닛들이라도 그냥 허투루 버리지 않고
And for today, he had those microcontrol, you know, even the small amount of battle units, he controlled it really well.
잘 보여줬는데 근데 그러면서도 실수가 별로 안 나왔어요.
And still, there weren't a lot of
연습 플레이가
mistakes.
자주 나오는지. 그리고
He said he was asking
약간
if he
느낌상
practiced like this,
옛날에 우승했을 때 약간
and
그때
wondering if he's
코드에서
feeling
경기를
that
보는 것 같이 좀,
feel
꼼꼼한
when
면이
he used to win
보이는데
tournaments.
스스로 생각했을 때도 좀 잘 풀리고 좀 이번 시즌 좀 느낌이 남다른가요?
일단 그냥 느낌은 되게 괜찮은
Well,
것
I
같아요.
kind of feel okay. It's not bad. It's good.
요새 게임 할 때도 다
Recently, when I play
연습할
games,
때도
when I
항상
practice,
경기처럼
I practice as if I'm like participating as tournament. I try to not make any mistakes, not even missing a unit. And today also,
그냥 조그만 컨트롤
even the micro controls, I try to do
상대분이 또
a
긴장을
lot of
좀
micro
하신 것
controls.
같아서
And I
그런
think
부분에서
Hurricane was
더
nervous a
노력하려고
little bit,
했어요.
so I tried harder.
궤도두 선수 같은 경우에는 빌드 하나를 준비했잖아요.
And for Orbital
무관문
Shipyard,
더블의 거의 카운터라고 생각을 했는데 관문 더블인 거
asking about the counter
확인하고도
build.
계속해서 실행한 이유가 있나요?
그냥 이미 관문
Why he went
시작이길래
ahead
약간
with his
졌다라는
plans.
생각을 좀 했어요.
I thought
근데
I kind of
이
lost a little
상황에서
bit
안 하기도 좀
with no gates,
더 불리할 것
but
같고 일단은
so if
준비
I
한번
thought
해보자는
that
생각이었어요.
if I didn't do what I prepared, I would lose anyway, so I just went ahead with it.
8연속 코드S까지 진출의 모습
I think
보여줬었는데
it's his 8th consecutive advancement into CodeA,
하지만 16강 진출률은 100%예요.
but he's made it to round of 16 100%.
되게 오랜만에 GSL 올라왔는데
It's been a long time since I've been to GSL.
예전만큼 뭐 멋있는 모습
I will try to show you guys cool games, you know, that sulky
다시 한번
games.
축하드리고요.
Thank you.
오늘
And this
오신
was
분들에게,
sulky
보시는
from
분에게 좀
TCM.
선물을 드리는
Excellent.
추첨
Well,
부탁드립니다.
good to see him go through. Will he make it to the round of 16, Sojung?
I don't know.
I'm
Zergs
putting you
are
on the
good.
spot.
Yeah, me too.
Yes or no? Does he make it to the round of 16?
He will. He's a Zerg. Zergs are OP right now.
There you have it. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and then we'll have the two underpowered races. Terran and Protoss face off with Stork vs. Innovation for the last spot in CodeA.
언제나 있는 그대로의 맑고 깨끗함을 지켜가라고. 겨울을 잊은 강물이 내게 말했다. 맑고 깨끗한 칠성 사이다.
We are hope.
We are honor.
We are courage.
We are justice.
We are compassion. We are determination.
We are harmony. We are Overwatch.
브로드웨이 오디션을 한 100번 넘게 떨어진 것 같아요. 너는 아시안이기 때문에 많은 역할을 못할 거야. 그 얘기를 듣고 굉장히 좀 나는 희망이 없나? 라는 생각을 좀 좌절을 많이 했던 것 같아요. 하지만 마이크는 지금도 제 손안에 있죠. 자기 목소리만 있고 자기의 열정만 있다면 어디서든 연습할 수 있다고 생각해요. 제 인생의 좌절감을 느끼는 순간들이 많았는데 아프리카를 시작하고 많은 사람들이 저를 사랑해 주시더라고요. 근데 거기에 대해서 다시 희망을 얻고 나도 할 수 있구나, 감동을 줄 수 있는 사람이구나. 기회가 된다면 브로드웨이 가서 활동을 한번 해보고 싶어요. 제가 제일 중요하게 생각하는 건 열정인 것 같아요. 제 취미는 실패하는 것, 특기는 다시 일어나는 것.
이런 저우가 한 번 더 지금 저울링 생산되고 있는 거 소리가 나오면 바로 밀고 내려갈 수 있습니다.
네, 콜라비 중 완성이 되고 울트라 체제까지 갖추는 이원표 선수예요.
오, 근데 이원표 선수도 공감을 빠르게 가져간 만큼 변화는 자원은 없습니다. 그리고 이거 믿을 것 3개! 믿을 것 3개! 3개! 자, 한 번의 타이밍!
올라갑니다. 변화는 분위기 만드는.
자, 이거 쉽게 끈으로 못 오죠. 한 번 더. 이거는 진짜 올라오지 마. 조심해야 돼요. 조심해야 돼요. 올라오면 끊어버려요. 관측선 빨리 관측선 뿌리는 거 관측선 끊으려고 스텝 뿌리는 건데 관측선
잡아야 돼요.
관측선 관측선이요. 진행이요. 저 스텝 떨어지거든요.
남는 건 번지뿐.
세븐2 오픈.
이건 빨리 복귀하냐 서울이에요.
쳤기 때문입니다. 아, 승리 때문이에요.
오승자 출신의 처음과 끝에 샤시간에
이럴 수가 없습니다.
시작합니다.
Welcome to a GSL.
Welcome to the show. Come and join the ride.
Welcome back, guys. One spot remaining in the GSL CodeA Innovation versus Stork.
This is probably the match of the night for most fans here. Stork, a legend. Are you like, who's Stork? Well, that's because you don't have any history.
Shame on you, baby nerd. You're going over my knees.
Seriously, Stork is one of the greatest StarCraft 1 players of all time. Universally considered top 2 Protoss there ever was.
Yes, a build order
monster.
guru. Now, in StarCraft 2, this guy was already into coaching, but he's so good anyways that he can still qualify. However, he's against Innovation.
Oh man.
Innovation,
a favorite in any tournament he enters ever. This guy could go enter
his StarCraft
a basketball tournament. He'd probably be a favorite for it.
Yeah, man. His StarCraft 2 play is as good as his interviews are bad, man. This guy is so good.
A true robot.
A true robot.
But,
must
okay, so
destroy Stork.
This is where we have to really get into the nitty-gritty.
Go.
Who wins and by what score?
Innovation wins 3-1 or 3-0. As good as Stork is, he's so good, but let's face it, man, how often have we seen Stork truly kick ass here? Not that often.
I think Innovation does win.
Now, in Tasis' esports fan fiction book, where it goes exactly the way I would want it, Stork barely wins in a 3-2 as Tasis screams GG and fires corrosive bile shots, damaging the audience.
Yeah. I think that people are underestimating Stork.
By still, are you saying tasteless?
The internet in general, and you're part of that.
I am part of that.
But, like, yeah, I think that people are underestimating him. Like, people don't quite understand how damn good he was and how smart he is. This guy has way more experience than innovation in esports in general, in strategically making builds and things like that. And as a coach, he's someone that understands deeply how to play and studies these players for his team members. So if someone has a good plan to kill innovation here, it would be this man, Stork. In fact, he might be the one that would come up with such a plan. But now, can he actually make that plan a reality? My thought is actually it is obviously innovation, the one that is favored here and should end up winning, but I'm holding out actual hope here. I dare! I have the audacity to hope that Stork will win! I should write a book about that!
You should. You could call it The Audacity of Hope. It could be a bestseller! Innovation against Stork. All right, let's get ready. This is the last best of 5 for the GSL CodeA, which has kicked so much ass, by the way.
Too much ass.
Too much ass. How much ass is there out there? Apparently a lot. It's been kicked too.
There is a lot of ass out there.
A lot of bruised tushy.
A few of the games tonight got kicked because they were ass.
We don't know where to go with this. We're going to start the game. The last best of 5. One spot remaining before we then begin the greatest esports show of all time, which will be in a week from now, the GSL CodeA. But first, our final match in the GSL CodeA. In the upper right, in the blue, he is
SK텔레콤 T1 이노베이션.
Keep us on his face a little bit longer.
That's the face of someone wondering what he's going to buy with all his CodeS money.
Yeah, no kidding. Bottom right in the red.
삼성 갤럭시 스톱.
StarCraft 2 coach, one of the best Brood War players of all time, but he's here. He doesn't need to be a player, but he just qualifies as he's very good at RTS.
Yeah. And, I mean, he's qualified before. And he has shown good games for sure professionally in StarCraft 2. Just, you know, not quite where, you know, the name Stork comes from.
It's where babies come from, though.
Well, he's going to be bringing some babies to Innovation. Innovation's a baby compared to him.
No kidding, man. A nubbin, a nerdling.
He's a nerdling.
Or his Stork is a Nerdosaurus Rex.
Ooh.
Yeah. Let's just not talk for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I just want to watch the game.
Yeah, man.
I just want to put on some sick music and watch the game, man. That's it.
Well, if it's an esports event, it's going to be dubstep. Can I just point something out? Like, how much more dubstep do we need in esports? I know that, like, when esports blew up along when StarCraft 2 came out, it was like dubstep was the hottest thing.
Yeah.
But, like, now there's just still, like, so much dubstep at these esports events. I'm like, okay, I mean, there's all sorts of great music out there. But, like, you know, just going to put this out there.
There's all sorts of good music.
Yeah, there is.
I mean, some of this newfangled music tasteless.
The youngins been listening to.
Yeah.
That's not music. All right, we have the Reaper out now. Stork needs to not lose any probes, but already he's taken. He's had one be shot down. Adept almost out. He needs to swap the probes correctly. Okay, so suffering one loss there.
Yeah. He'll keep his cool, though. He's Stork. This guy, I mean, the amount he's a legend can't even be emphasized, so I'll just stop.
I think that what happens is that, you know, people talk so much about, like, Flash and Jaedong, these other, you know, Bisu, for instance, these other Brood War Banjuas, that I think that for a lot of StarCraft 2 viewers, they don't understand that this is basically like if we had Bisu playing just in, you know, a CodeA match because he's just so good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it was,
and that's only because Bisu was the other Protoss who was, like, top god tier. And so Stork just kind of gets overshadowed by that. He's, like, a little bit less of a talking point.
That's true. Like, his style is a little bit less exciting and stuff. But, yeah, it really, the top 4 are, like, Flash, Jaedong, Bisu, and Stork. And there you have it. Like, in my mind, that's always, like, the 4. So...
Warp Prism coming immediately. However, it does look like Innovation is gearing up for a drop.
Ooh. Whoa!
Gosh, he's going to be the only StarCraft 2 player that can somehow get a Reaver to come out of that.
Oh, if you gave him a Reaver, Innovation would just have to leave the game.
Oh, yeah, man.
Not only because he doesn't know how to play against it, but because Stork's Reavers are pretty sick.
Oh, they were crazy.
But the thing is, he would probably have a DT in the shuttle, too, somehow. I'd be like, Stork, you are so gross. Then you go to his base, and he has too many Dragoons to kill him, and it's like, okay, jerk face. You're so lucky there's no production tab, because every Protoss would be godly.
I think he's actually going to make a Disruptor, man.
Yeah.
And he's going to drop it inside.
Might get speed as well. This is definitely a build that can, like we've seen, actually a lot more foreigners actually do Disruptor play.
He's going to do it.
Definitely seen a decent amount out of people like Puck and Will Bow and stuff like that. Excited to see Stork do it, man. Maybe he's decided this is the closest he's going to get to a Reaver, and this is the closest he's going to get to CodeA.
I think you may be right.
Yeah, this is
However,
really exciting.
not any anti-air really. Oh, wait.
Oh.
He doesn't see.
This is actually kind of sad.
He's none the wiser.
The fact that he misses that means he'll probably fly through it, but hold on, he sees that's a turret being made, right? So the fact that he sees the turret coming, he'll probably fly around the other way. And with the speed, it's not like he's going to lose the prism. Oh, he's going to fly right into it.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What?
Okay, Innovation might not have seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't. He's not actually ready for this. All right, here we go.
Get ready.
Get wrecked, scrub.
Oh, and now the end. Oh, my God, he's going to lose the Liberator.
2 for 6 and a Liberator.
Why so handsome?
Well, guys.
It's obviously that Innovation will win. I've only been watching esports for 5 years, and so I know Innovation's the best program of all time.
Yeah, no. Welcome to Stork.
Yeah.
Punk.
Okay, he's going to go again. This time for the Cyclone, and he gets it. Look at this. This is so good.
This is awesome.
My God.
Look at this. Behind this, he's taking his third base. He's adding gateways, getting +1 attack. He's getting blink.
And, I mean, he can even, for instance, Artosis, he can put this, actually, just like you use a Reaver and Brood, or put it outside the entrance of the Terran and then just dart it into the front.
Yeah. And you can definitely get some decent kills with a move like that. Uh-oh.
Okay, now this is a problem. He's lost 2 observers so far, or at minimum 2, I believe.
Okay, Stork, I don't think you understand how ramps work. Like, as much as I love the guy,
that he doesn't fire over that.
I'm like, I mean, I've tried this build too. Like the very first times I was using disruptors, and that happened to me. But I'm like, I mean, come on.
Oh man. Okay, he's massive, a good amount of stalkers. He's on 3 base to Terrans 2.
Well, Innovation though, he's just getting warmed up here. Stim is on the way. He is really well defended right now. The amount of damage that Stork has done is not actually a critical amount. I know I was getting really excited, but
no, it's well, he got some SCVs and then he took out the Cyclone, but the Cyclone doesn't actually have much function after Terran holds off the initial attack.
Look how hard he's turtling here, by the way.
Yeah, he better be, man. He's going to Stork. Uh-oh.
He's going to go ahead
and come up here.
Yeah, he's going to do an adept drop here.
That's his second War Prism, right?
No, that's the first one.
Oh, that's the first one. Okay,
never mind. The same one. He is getting glaives right now. Looks like he is going to put some pressure on the front here.
Okay, was there a tank back there? What was hitting him?
Okay, actually a Marine comes out and scouts what he has here. That's a big deal. Yeah, there is a siege tank in the main base.
Oh, there it is. Okay, got it.
Look at this. 7 SCVs dead. Hey, he's getting 10 SCVs.
Is he going to ferry this?
He could. Oh, man. Here we go. Blinks up right now.
This is a brilliant play here. He's going to go forward, possibly getting onto the workers or the tanks.
Okay.
And it's time.
All right, uses 2 disruptor shots there. And, of course, he can get out of here in a matter of seconds. This is like a really mobile Stork army.
He can actually go try to dive in on those tanks.
Dude, he's just going to go to the third base when all the units get up here.
Oh, my God. Look at
this.
Is he's going to drop over here. And it's time again. Or if he's not going to use them. Damn, nicely
just pick
done.
him up, get out of there. Oh, my God. Stork is just wrecking Innovation.
He's going to, he gets the refinery. He can actually try to take out a few more workers before he pieces out of here.
Yeah, he's going to have to peace out, though.
Yeah, this is not going to last forever.
The only thing that is forever is the Legend of Stork.
That is true. Oh, bad blink. All right. Oh.
Oh, my God.
Unfortunately, Observer
that was messed up, Observer.
That Observer was trying to show us what that dead body looked like, but we instead
But I wanted to see the Marine dead bodies.
I wanted to see different dead bodies at a different time of the game.
Okay, look at this huge attack coming up. Stork has a lot of units right now.
It's 142 supply to 120. He's moving over here.
Wow, 4 disruptors.
Oh my God, and another huge warp in here. It's going to put him at 156. This is pretty scary, man. The Adepts are ghosting forward.
Indeed they are.
Oh, and the splitting
is sick. Some beautiful moves here by Stork. And with these glaives, he's going to clean up everything.
He doesn't even need the disruptors here, but he can use them.
Yeah.
Is he going to try to get these SCVs?
Dude, this was a cool strategy.
Yeah, I dig it.
Is this the future of PvT?
Could be.
Okay, he loses every disruptor walking up a ramp against 4 siege tanks. That was little bit of a mistake there.
Okay, he's going to try to edge forward here with a tank, but I think a good blink-in is going to take care of this easily.
Dropping some Adepts on top of those siege tanks as well, and Innovation is going to have to GG.
Wow, and that's going to make a Game 1 lead here for Stork. And what I think a lot of people would be surprised by, GG! Wow.
Just awesome play by Stork, showing a strategy that, you know, sometimes we see people try similar things, but he executed it very, very well. Got a lot of damage early on, not like crucial damage, but the way that he played that, especially in those positions, blinking up into the main base with the double disruptor after the third base was taken, and then going down, harassing the third base, like, really well executed here. Now Innovation has to be like, oh my God, I can't lose to a playing coach. I am Innovation.
Yeah, but he is Stork.
Ha! Exactly.
I know, you can't even refute that point.
You can't do it.
No, there's no way. There's nothing you can say about it.
Till he rips off his mask and he's Bisu.
Oh my God, wouldn't that be a twist? Straight up Mission Impossible style.
That Bisu rips off his mask and it's actually Flash! Flash is back! I knew it! He's the best ever!
All right, next map, Orbital Shipyard. Let's see what Stork has in store for us. I would love to see that strategy used a little bit more. It really makes me see the matchup in a completely different way.
GSL.
All right, let's do this. This is game number 2 here. Innovation versus Stork on the map, Orbital Shipyard. In the upper right, in the blue, he is.
SK텔레콤 T1 이노베이션.
Got the frowny face. Droopy dog face.
That's a poopy face right there.
That's a poopy face right there.
Who's a grumpa lump?
In the bottom left, in the red, he is.
삼성 갤럭시 스톱.
Yay.
They're so happy that Stork won a game here.
Yeah. But I'm not satisfied. I need more wins.
Indeed. Stork right now is like, you know, I remember when I dropped you off at your parents, kid, and I can bring you back to the Cabbage Patch.
Some support here for Stork. And we're going to have the expansion come down, and that's not too surprising to see this build specifically on this map.
Oh my God, revolutionary! Stork making a new build order! Look at this, he doesn't have the 7X core, he makes an X's, it's crazy!
We have the Reaper build here for Terran, and a later command center at that.
Yep, these are like 2 of the absolute most standard openers that you'll see in this matchup. The exciting thing is what comes next.
I would not be surprised if he did not do that same or anything similar to that build in the next game here. I mean, Stork was known for having a lot of builds. Not even just strats, okay, where you're like, oh, he's going for this thing. Like, he would have 6 or 7 perfect different ways to get there.
Oh, totally.
All slightly tailored to the map, the opponent.
This is what he was known for, guys. Like, Flash was just, like, perfect in every way. Like, his build orders, his micro, his macro, everything. And then, like, Jaedong was, like, perfect in every way. And then all the Protosses were known for, like, different things that they did.
Yeah,
It's
that
kind
race
of-
had a lot of variety in it. A lot of interesting characters.
Because, I mean, every Protoss was, you know, almost perfect at macro because it was so easy. But
Spoken like a true Brood War Terran.
yeah, man.
Okay, so we got the robotics facility coming up here.
Quite a quick robo.
Maybe we'll see something similar to last game.
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes with something like a Dark Templar drop. It's a very strong build on this map. Doesn't necessarily need to be, though. We've definitely seen some blink openers just with some observers out and that type of play.
Very true.
Could even go into disruptor drops once again.
On this map, they are in cross spots. After the third base, it can be pretty tricky to get your fourth up. It is pretty clear if you just look at the way the expansions are set up. For Protoss, it would be the fourth bottom center, Terran top center for the fourth base. But yeah, I mean, it's not the map where you get all your bases pretty easily.
Yeah. This map, though, has given us some of our best macro games in this matchup.
Very true.
Like, I think this map has given us really great ones, and then Lairlac has actually given us at least one really fantastic one, and then Runes of Saris has given us some good ones, too. But I think this one, on average, gives more.
So we're going to have some more gates put down here. Terran, Protoss is now getting some more gases.
Looks like it'll probably be blank. This is like a very safe and secure opening build that we've seen. Like, for instance, Zest did something extremely similar to this. It just doesn't really die to anything.
Yeah, and what you can do is, if you're really on top of the Terran, you can punish them. The moment that they get close, you can blink right over there, maybe take out the medevac, take out the Liberator, whatever it is. And then what Terrans do is Terrans just, giving away units. Terrans doing the heavy lifting for you, really, for getting ahead. And Protoss is hyper-reliant on observers, so you're going to have observers spread out. You're not just using observers to scout yourself. You're using observers to spot for when these drops come in. Because 90% of the time they come in from if you're in the Protoss position, top left corner or bottom right corner.
Yeah.
So there's a degree of predictability with this.
Definitely, and you'll have your units kind of fanned in areas where the observers are not to kind of shore that up as well. But yeah, mass observer is a real thing in Legacy of the Void right now. Like,
That's
you'll
right.
oftentimes see pros have 4 or 5 observers, whereas only, like, for instance, in Heart of the Storm, you might see Rain with that or Pig Baby with that, but other than that, it was, you have 2 or 3 and kind of like use pylons and unit movements to find everything else. Third base coming up for both players at about the same time. Innovation, like, truly being the turtle here.
Yeah, well, he better be after that last game,
But sometimes you can turtle too much.
And when you do that, then
I'm
the
joking, you
Protoss
can
is
never
actually Artosis is the Captain Careful of Terran Man. He loved to turtle back in the day. But the problem is, if you do turtle too much, in all seriousness, Protoss just sucks up everything on the map. Protoss can be like Zerg when Terran turtle too much.
Yeah, and there's definitely parts of the game where Protoss can be weak. But as you get into that later game, like, we're seeing Protosses get better and better at it, at how to switch into Psy Storm, how to move around the map correctly and defend against mass drops, and of course when to get Tempest as a unit to help break through Liberators. Right now we do have Resident Glaives in the way. Not surprised at all to see that. I do wonder if he's going to use that same composition that we saw from Zest, which is a very adept stalker heavy type of army, into Psy Storm, as opposed to lots of Immortals like we've seen in previous weeks.
All right, massing up more gates now. And this is going to be the moment where Protoss can really put the pressure on to the Terran. Let's see if and when he takes that fourth base.
Well, you know what?
Or, excuse me, even the third base at that.
He might be going in to try to prevent this, like the contain at the bottom of the ramp. We've seen this a lot.
Yep, and it's very strong.
Yeah, only the very best Terrans have been able to actually counteract this type of play. But there's a lot of siege tanks out for Innovation. I think this is what he's expecting, in fact. Look at that. This is a very well-fortified position.
Let's see what he does with the Warp Prism. Is he going to try anything crazy, like trying to warp into the main here? Because I don't think he can get in, man. I mean,
No.
Terran is like so
He's so
airtight.
defended.
I mean, now luckily for Stork's sake, he's opting to just not, overextend himself. It looks like, I mean, if I'm him, I look at this and I'm like, all right, let's make a fourth Nexus. This is silly.
You know what? I think he might just try to kill him. Shade on top of the Marines
Think
and
so?
then blink in.
Oh, man, let's see what happens.
Oh, and he blows up that tank in a matter of seconds. These Marines are going to fall as well. Has to lift off this command center. And, I mean, worst case scenario for Stork, he's done a good job, like, if that's the end of it.
Well, he can do it again, too. He can actually shade in here. Once again, he's got enough adepts.
All right. All right, once again, defending very heavily
Crazy.
here.
Starting to edge forward here. Got to be careful. Got to stay out of range of those Liberators. Now, I think the turret placement, there's no way that War Prism gets in there.
Yeah, you're very right. Like, you would have to sacrifice it, and it would take a hell of a lot of
CC's
damage.
getting lower. He's starting to repair it. Backing up.
No, he's forcing all those units to the front.
God,
So
and now he can warp it over here.
Oh,
if
boy.
he chooses to do it, and he does.
That is a lot going down, but in the meantime, he's losing quite a few Stalkers over here. Innovation keeping that command center alive, but losing 16 SCVs in the back.
Oh my God, guys, this is why Stork was a legend in Brood War. This guy's busy coaching and babysitting nerds, man. In his spare time, he's beating Innovation and CodeA, man. Oh my God.
He's changing B-teamer diapers, and like here he is beating Innovation and CodeA. Like, come on.
Crazy. He's actually taking the Nexus in the bottom center too.
That's right. He's expanded during this. He has his 2 forges going, so he's going to be equal on upgrades pretty soon.
Innovation's command center has been floating more than it's been landed, just to put this into perspective.
Yeah.
But Innovation can still come back, guys. He's a very good player.
Well, right now we do have that Prism actually re-entering into that back natural of Innovation. Not sure if that's going to do anything. No, it looks like he did blow it up. But right now just a lot of Adepts being added in, Immortals being added in as well. And Innovation has to be feeling a little bit nervous. I think that Stork is kind of bringing a lot more power than he was probably expecting from him.
Well, you know, a lot of these good Protosses from Brood War, they really knew how to crack into a Terran that was sieged up. They are really comfortable with dealing with siege tanks, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, Protoss, throughout most of StarCraft 2, didn't deal with the siege tank that much. And that meant that the Terrans were having to deal with the Protoss trying to deal with the siege tank. But Stork is, I mean, since he played Brood War and Terran always had a mech in there, he definitely, you can see he has an angle where he's like, okay, we just jump in here, we hit this, kill everything in between the siege tank shots.
By the way, look at this. He has a lot of Medivacs as siege tanks. This looks like a TBT from Innovation.
Yeah, he's going to just push out.
That's scary stuff, man. There's not that many Immortals in here. He doesn't have Psystorm either. Psystorm would definitely be a useful thing.
Oh, man. Good eye there. Scanning that?
Seriously.
Damn, dude. Okay. Stork is ahead in supply, but I don't know if he has the proper unit composition. Okay, now he forces a siege, and then he backs up. That's what you want to do if you want to delay a tank push. Oh, my God.
Whoa, that's a really big deal. He does actually shade past. Okay, yeah, no, he's canceled that shade. But these 4 Dark Templars just really wrecked Innovation's economy. In the meantime, does throw a Dark Templar in here, and here he goes. He's going to drop these Immortals as well on those siege tanks in the back, I believe.
Yep, and here they go now, taking out these tanks.
Oh, man, just targeting them down while the Medivacs are healing Marines. The siege tanks do end up going down. He's going to have to get out with these units, I believe, though. Yeah, he does back up with those Stalkers, or at least goes to the side, and he is dismantling everything.
Jesus, man. It's so crazy. Look at this. He's got 34 SCVs. I mean, he basically just lost the game.
Yeah, this is really terrible for Innovation right now.
Yeah. Stork can lose observers all day and still win this. This is crazy. All right, so expect this to be the beginning of the end here. He'll shade in there. Well, I guess he sends DTs in there first.
Maybe even makes Archons. Like, he could use some tanking there.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. All right, here we go. Get that Archon ready.
Oh, dude, look at that. He has Dark Templars in there and
So
Adepts. That's the scariest Terran drop anyone's ever seen. Or drop against Terran, rather.
Well, he's reaping the benefits of these bases, actually taking a 5th base here in the center left. Another warp in here. Because he's got so many more probes and so many more expansions, I mean, the rate, every time he warps in, he's getting more and more ahead of Terran, which is kind of hilarious to see. Not really sure what Terran has because it's hidden under those Medivacs, but it's certainly not going to be enough.
No, certainly not. And Innovation knows that. Trying to hold on right now, but this game is all but over. Looks like you will pick up and try to get out of here. Like, Innovation knows that Stork only having to pick up one game here. There's a lot of cheeses he could do to try to do that.
Oh, yeah, man. He's going to be the guy who's going to know how to do it, especially with all the Protosses he's been training throughout his time out here. Yeah. Oh, man. That's going to be it. Ready to GG.
Wow, and that That means that Stork is up 2-0 against Innovation.
And I don't even know if Innovation can come back from that, man.
Innovation's been the best carrier in the world for years.
Stork, let's not forget, I mean, as good as he was at Brood War, Legacy of the Void's a lot more like Brood War. Is it a coincidence we're seeing him actually play well here?
You know what? That's a very good point. It is a hell of a lot more like Brood War. It feels so similar that I was like getting teary-eyed when I started playing the final version.
Man. Innovation's like, oh boy.
Like, oh my god,
I'm going to lose to a coach.
He's like, wait, didn't I just lose SSL?
That's true. Stork's like, all right, now go back on the ladder and try these builds while I finish up this match. He doesn't get coaching in there, man.
Dude, this is looking crazy, guys.
He's like, you better warm up the team van. We're going to be leaving early tonight.
The legend himself, Stork, beating Innovation at the moment. 2-0. Now, we've seen a lot of comebacks from 2-0 so far in Legacy of the Void. Do not count out Innovation yet, but Stork has come in great shape tonight.
The legend from Brood War is back and about to defeat possibly one of the greatest Terrans of all time here in StarCraft 2. Our map is Dust Tower. Again, it is a best of 5. Innovation has to win every game from here on out. Stork only has to take one more game. All right. This is not loaded as fast as I thought. I thought I had that synced up pretty well. Anyways, guys, tell your friends to join us. There's still some more time for some more StarCraft 2.
Is this the Mission Impossible theme?
This is, yeah.
Well, that's what Innovation has on his hands.
Can he stop this impossible mission of trying to beat Stork? Let's find out. Anyways, I'm Tasteless. With me is Artosis. And this is the final best of 5 in the GSL CodeA. In the upper right, in the blue, he is.
SK텔레콤 T1 이노베이션.
In the bottom left, in the red, he is.
삼성 갤럭시 스톱.
You know, a lot of people thought that Stork was washed up, but the tide goes in and the tide goes out, my friend.
And you can't explain that.
Like, you know what?
It's like, well, actually, it's the gravitational pull of the moon, but...
And you know who just got out of the army? Moon.
What does it all mean?
It all means that Stork is back.
That's right. Nexus coming down here.
You remember, like, I believe it was last season, where I was like, what if it's Flash versus Stork in the finals? Well, Flash isn't around anymore. Maybe he should have stayed one more season, but I do see one Protoss in this game that absolutely could make it to the finals, Stasis.
His name
He's
starts...
been to quite a few.
His name starts with Stor and ends with K. Stork.
Like, is it Stork?
Yep, you got it.
Yeah.
You're the only one to ever say his name correctly.
All right.
15 years of him as a pro gamer, and you finally came along.
I got it.
And listen, as the prophecy dictates, it's he who says his name correctly that then triggers back the second coming of Stork.
Oh my God, amazing.
That's my esports Bible code. We have the Reaper coming down now to do some scouting. Again, a big array of options here for Stork and how he can play this from here. A lot of wiggle room here. Already up 2-0 in a best of 5.
We have no idea how he's actually going to end up playing this.
Okay, looks like he's going to try to ghost up ahead here. Does a little bit of damage. The Reaper has to retreat. Second Adept coming. No, oh well, I was going to say no clear indicator of tech, but he's going to go for the Robo facility. Oh, Stork, Senpai, notice me, please.
Yeah, this could definitely be, again, just like a very safe observer into Blink Stalker with that same type of either bust or containment timing.
That's right.
Moves like that can be very strong, and I think that Stork has mapped it pretty well how to do it if they've already tried to take that low ground. Even against that many siege tanks, he busted right through.
Oop, gotta be careful. All right, he's going to see if he can't ghost inside. I believe we just heard the depots lift up, so he shouldn't be able to get inside of there.
Yeah, he canceled that as well.
And the starport is nearing completion.
Cyclone on the way. Just very safety play here from Innovation.
Oh, he's going to try to sneak in here. Stork says, not today. So let's keep our eyes peeled here. When the starport finishes, is he going to get a Liberator? Is he going to get a Medevac? It's going to be a Liberator. Now, we saw in the was it the last game? Yeah, it was. Last game, he uses a Liberator in the hopes that he can catch a Warp Prism. He does not push out across the map with it. He stays back at home and plays it safe.
And then eventually decides to go out and see if he can harass a bit. But as you see, Stork has perfectly laid out pylons. This is something I would always expect out of a coach, to know things like, okay, this is where your pylons go, you know?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
You're never going to, like, that's something that they have to be able to just help a player with, so the player doesn't have to, you know, spend all day, one day like Artosis, trying to figure out how to stop these things from killing all his probes.
Okay, so he's going for Blink now.
Yeah, same
Getting
build.
A few more gates.
Like, literally exact same build. Like, I'm actually going to steal this.
Yeah, we should steal this, man.
Oh, it'll be stolen. I'll give it to you.
It's going to be all over the battle nets coming up here. Karens are going to be angry, ripping pictures of Stork in half. No! He ruined the game for me. Stim is starting.
Blink is over halfway done here.
Innovation's defenses, by the way, in the game 2. I meant like turret placement and Liberator placement and using the Cyclone. It looked like Flash was playing, man.
It was
like
turtled.
Completely mapped out to a T. Like perfect spatial reasoning there. Crazy.
All right. Still patrolling, looking for Prism trying to get in. Right now, no such thing happening.
Again, Stork may or may not, in fact, engage here. He can play it safe. He doesn't, have to do anything, really. He's already up 2 games. I mean, it's a very feasible thing that Innovation might lose us in an upset.
I believe this game he's going for an Immortal a little bit earlier.
I think he got the Warp Prism instead of the Immortal last time, right?
I believe that's what happened, yeah.
Yeah,
and,
I think so.
The Immortal is kind of like just a safety precaution for right now, but definitely can be very useful.
Wait, there's no third command center here, right?
No.
Okay, so he's just going to do a 2-base timing push with a very, very late command center along with this. Or maybe he's not even going to push. Maybe he's just playing really, really safe. Just staying a few beats behind Protoss in the hopes that, okay, if he tries to send a Warp Prism, do any kind of cheese, I shut it down and expand. But Stork's playing very safe right now.
Yeah, and he's macroing up very well. Stork isn't playing so overly safe that he has like photon cannons or something, whereas Innovation very much has that kind of equivalent. So looks like Innovation pushing out. Resonating Glaives on the way, won't be here before this little attack or pressure, whatever we're going to call this, occurs. But this is not undefendable. If he had like another pylon in his mothership core sitting here, this would be a lot easier. But
okay, here we go. He's stimming and coming forward here. I love the Hallucinated Colossus. Oh, man, the Widowmine's good connections there. Yeah. The Stalkers take out the Liberator in the back.
Okay, that was very important to take that out right away. That was definitely a big part of Innovation's strategy here, was trying to, I don't think he thought this was, either one would do, significant damage, but there was always potential there, right? And he didn't really pick up much damage at all.
Yeah, I mean, Stork handled that basically perfectly. Even ahead in probes right now. The Observer, by the way, is going to see exactly when the second base finishes and also see whether or not the army is rallying outside the base. In this case, Innovation staying back at home. Well-placed observers also making it very difficult for Innovation to have any kind of surprise attacks at all.
Yeah, it's certainly the case. We see the double forge here. A lot of Adepts being warped in. The Resonating Glaives are done. And meanwhile, we actually have Innovation really focusing on Liberators. So this might be a nod towards the fact that Adepts can kill siege tanks.
Yeah, that's true.
So, he's going to go ahead and defend up. Wants to make sure he does not die. Innovation is playing very safe, trusting that he can come back later on. Just by being alive. He even gets his photon cannon started with that probe before it dies.
All right, Stimming coming forward here. These 2 Adepts can actually drive this out, however.
Yeah, very quick pro pulls here from Stork. It's very StarCraft 1-esque. One of the first things they make you master when you join a pro team.
Yeah, you got to be able to pull your probes from base to base.
Yeah. Now that might actually cause a real problem down at that back natural. That is going to be back up very shortly. In fact, even dropping those Marines, I wonder, like, that could have done some serious work.
Well, he's going to be able to blink in over here and take this out. Oh, wow. Getting this Warp Prism, he needs to unload that. Or maybe not. Maybe he'll be able to get away, actually. No, he won't. Never mind.
Those liberators are pretty quick.
Yeah, they are. Especially when you're on top of them, controlling them well.
Innovation in such a better spot, obviously, this game. Having killed a lot of probes already, really it kind of kept Stork on his back foot. Now, Stork is taking his 4th base, so it's not like he's dead or anything. And Innovation, in the meantime, look at this. He has 5 already in the Liberator count, so that's pretty awesome. He has a strong army. What Stork is going to have to do is make sure that he meets this army out in the map when it starts to actually want to attack him, but Innovation's going to be flying around with his medevacs trying to do harassment damage, so it's really hard for him to split this up correctly.
Okay, let's see what happens. Protoss gearing up. Going to meet up with this observer over here. Nice job by Stork. Blinks forward, takes out a Marine to make it unclear what the unit composition is here for Terran. Liberators are in a good spot right now. It'll be very difficult for Protoss to break, and this is going to be a great opening here for Innovation to come in and kill off some of these workers.
This is awesome. Look at this. A lot of probes going to end up falling here. It's actually going after the Nexus as well. In fact, he's going to get the Nexus.
Yeah.
Stork is going around with the Stalkers to try to catch the medevacs.
What if the medevacs don't go up?
Yeah,
you know?
that's the problem, right?
But they are.
Yeah, he didn't quite catch him.
Oh,
maybe he will, maybe he will. Oh, he got some nice.
Sick. Okay, well that's kind of a funny trade there because that's a lot, you know, as far as supply goes there that he lost.
I would say it's better for Innovation what just happened there because, you know, to get rid of the 4th base completely while his is still building, and the fact that he's still using a very defensive set of units. And look at this, he's actually getting the pea shooter.
Sweet.
He is getting range on these Liberators, so that is going to make it much harder for Stork to actually break. I think this game has potential to go very long. If it doesn't go long, it's because Stork messes up. Innovation is not dying anytime soon.
Well, I like this because, you know, the Innovation didn't have a massive lead at the start. He was so ready for Stork to do something crazy. He was so, you know, hyper vigilant about any kind of cheese that, you know, Stork did have more bases, but then when he goes into this Liberator play, he's saying, okay, there is no way you're going to crack me. You attack enemy, you're going to lose. You go take another base. And as Stork was moving out, Innovation actually came over and crushed that expansion, really balancing this game in his favor.
All right. Well, we do have Psystorm finishing up. That 4th base going to finish as well. Innovation already mining from his.
Innovation also really saying that he can beat Stork in a late game.
Yeah.
None of this timing crap.
Yeah.
None of this, you know, being sneaky or trying to outmaneuver me. He said, we're going to go to late game, we're going to finish our tech trees, and that's how I'm going to beat you.
Yeah, and I love to see that out of him. Now look at this. This is where Stork should start feeling a little bit scared. Do you try to go into Tempest from here? I don't think he has the economy to actually support that, so I think he actually has to stay on gateway units now and try to catch Innovation in between sieging and unsieging his Liberators.
Well, remember, this matchup operates a lot. Oh, hold on. Whoa! Great storms there. Oh, my God. These are connecting so well. Remember, Liberators, you got to treat them just like their siege tanks in Brood War. What are you doing in Brood War when you see all the tanks pushing? You run at them. The moment they enter siege mode, you run away. Same thing with the Liberators. You make them fight inch for inch on the map.
So, quite a far-up turret that he's trying to put down right there. But looks like he is going to come up and siege with these Liberators. With that range, it's just craziness. So much damage actually being dealt. He needs to blink his Stalker.
But here's the thing, is like he's actually, most of his units are not in the Liberator range. In fact, he's just hitting the ground army now.
Well, he's going to go ahead and walk right through here. Does take quite a bit of damage, but his ground army is very strong as long as he stays outside of Liberators.
Problem is, most of this army can't actually hit the Liberators, so he's going to get out there very quickly.
Look at this. The Liberators are chasing him down right now. Oh, even get that High Templar. I think that he's just... oh, my God. This is crazy.
My God. This whole map is booby-trapped. The Stalkers come up from behind, hitting a good amount of Liberators.
Yeah, it does pick off some there, but it seems like an overextension here from Stork could spell doom for him.
I think it's going to spell more than that. I think it might spell TG.
I loved him whittling down that army, but you can't be attacking through this many
when
long-range
there's like
liberators.
9 liberators there, I mean, look at this. He can just cover the entire screen with liberation zones.
Yeah, with range, they are just crazy.
Damn. All right, innovation coming in, and with the supply differential, I think it's safe to say that this game will be ending momentarily here, especially if he's in the liberation zones like that.
Now he's